so amazing. Found that you've been facing. First I was patient. Record breaking. Hold up. I'm gonna get it together. Happy Sunday, everyone. Just waiting for some folks to pull in here. I'm just being in love. I'm just being in love. I'm just being in love. We got a great show for you today. We have none other than Killfiji. I'm just being in love. Proprietor of Sleeping Scorpion Products and Services. Right now you're listening to my single, Being in Love. We both know what it takes to be in love. They don't know what it takes. They don't know what it takes to be in love. They don't know what it takes to be in love. Oh, we both know what it takes. We both know what it takes to be in love. Pardon the interruption. This is something I can't control. Our fire department is saving lives at the moment. I just can't call it. I just know how I feel inside. I got love on my mind. You know that I just adore you, and you know that I'll come before you. I just know how you feel inside. I got love on my mind. I'm just being in love. 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 The song you're listening to now is inspired by love. I'm just being in love. What am I being in love with? Life? Family? Friends? I don't know. I want to run that one back. Or better yet, I'm not going to run that one back. I am going to play a song by Killfiji. This one is called Like You. It's one of my favorite ones. Let me turn that up a little bit. Killfiji, don't get me. This song is called The Unprotect. And super featured on this song. It's one of my favorite ones. Hey everybody that's here. Thank you for tuning in. Just go ahead and get some comments down in the comment section right now. This is Killfiji. Killfiji, can you come on camera while your music is playing? I just want them to see who they're looking at. Yeah, Killfiji. This is your time. It's your music.
Yeah.
You sound great.
Thank you.
I have an echo. It's driving me crazy.
From me?
No, it's from me.
Do you have headphones in or no?
All right.
Because I don't hear an echo from you.
Oh no. It didn't do what I thought it was going to do.
What?
Okay, pause. Killfiji.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
For those who don't know, this is my second born, third born.
Yes.
Literally the middle child. And there have been some questions here, okay, about where Killfiji came from. What does it mean? Oh, look, we have someone in the audience. Hey, Rashid Sharif Al Bey. Bey is a Moorish title, yes? So Killfiji.
Hello.
What does Killfiji mean?
Okay, so it's kind of it's a story that requires a lot of context, but so around 2011, 2012, this Swedish teenage rapper was like emerging in the underground hip hop scene, and he had an aesthetic. It was called like vaporwave, which is basically a mix of really ambient music with like just a lot of different elements of like synth, but also like incorporating 80s and 90s music and trap music. And the whole aesthetic around that was like Arizona tea, Fiji water, dolphins, rainbows, things like that, and like Japanese writing. So I like the Fiji water aesthetic. So yeah, it just I changed my name to Killfiji, and at first it was just like I just thought it sounded cool, but then people started calling me that. So then when I started making music, that was my artist name because people already knew me as that.
I like that. I like that for a lot of reasons. I'm going to come on camera now because, uh, hey, in a conversation with one of our guests, the statement was something about I can't imagine you with grays. And you all have to understand, this is my 19-year-old. Okay. Just want to talk about how phenomenal she is.
Can't believe
Yeah,
I'm 19. Oh my
I
god.
know, I know. And then your birthday is the day before mine. Yes.
Mhm.
And that means that for 19 years, I've gotten to watch you become, I don't know, Killfiji. I've gotten to watch you become, I think you are the echo. Ha 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 ha.
I am.
Yep.
I have headphones in.
Mute it, see what happens. Nope, it's still there. It's not you.
Okay, cool.
Okay, everyone in the chat, please let me know if you hear the echo. Please. Hey, Daryl Long, thank you for logging in. Yay. We got some
I don't
echoes
hear
here.
an echo from you.
Yeah, it might even be me. I'll be accountable and say that. So, where was I? I watched you learn to walk at a very young age. I watched you teach yourself several languages, just with an app in your phone, influently. I watched you mix chemicals that I thought were going to blow the roof off our house, only to later become the proprietor of Sleeping Scorpion products. So before we talk about Killfiji, okay, let's get into this Sleeping Scorpion. And I kind of want to hear a little about how you conceptualized it. Your first product, I guess, your first concoction.
Well, okay, so do you want to start with the first thing I made before I had the title Sleeping Scorpion, or the first thing I made under Sleeping Scorpion?
The very first concept. So for me, it was the first sock I turned into a Barbie dress. Go
I
that far.
see. Okay, so the first thing I actually listed on my Etsy page to sell was a selenite oil. And do you want to know, like, I guess, like the inspiration or the reason or how I thought of it, or what would you like to know about it?
Okay. All of it. But first, let's talk about, right? But first, let's talk about the spray because you have this love manifesting spray that
Mm-hmm.
people are arguing. I spray it, the room gets quiet, everyone's happy. Let's talk about your sprays first, okay? Because they're really like the truth.
Okay, so what about them? I'm really awkward. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're just like your mama. I'm fangirling right now, also. So
Aww.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Um. I guess I kind of started making stuff like that because I wanted to help other people without having to directly be in contact with them, if that makes sense. Um, and I also just I wanted to incorporate like um, there's a lot of power and abilities that come with like I guess it's like certain things, and like sometimes it's a long process of I guess um, learning how to utilize that power ability. So I wanted to kind of give people the boost or like the liberty of not needing to go through like 5 years of research and like um, just learning how things work and correlate with each other to give the results that they desire. So, for example, with like different herbs or different essential oils or like different affirmations, um, different like ways of putting these things together, on its own, that would probably take like a very, very long time to actually like physically do. It would take hours, or to even learn all of that stuff would take years. So just combining it all together, all of those very powerful things, and then making it easily accessible to other people was just like something that was interesting to me.
Yeah. I love the way it's like instant access, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I also love the money spray because again, listen, I'm not even gonna talk about it. If you really want to see how well it works, you just go ahead and buy a bottle. And the link, are you able to drop a link in the private chat? I'll go ahead and blast that for you. Everyone
I
who's
will look.
here, go ahead. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Let's see.
Yeah,
Everyone
the
says they
money
don't
one
hear
actually is my favorite one as well.
it. Now, that's a nice one. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay, not to to my own horn, but the
But
two
toot
people
toot.
that I personally the two people I personally know that bought it, like that were friends that wanted to support, a couple months after they bought it, they both ended up in like long-term relationships with people that they really, really had a lot of chemistry with. So I was really happy about that. That made
That
me
was the love
feel nice.
manifesting spray.
Yeah, that one.
That's a really good spray. Let's see. Tell me a little bit about your baths. I've seen I've seen you make these baths, and some of the things I saw you put in, I was just like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Um, would you like to know like the purpose or the process?
Let's talk about both.
Okay, so the process was very long coming up with the formula. It took a lot of research because I wanted to incorporate like metaphysical properties along with physical properties. So that took a lot of research into the chemical compounds of like different herbs and oils and like the physical effects that they have as well as the metaphysical effects that they have. Um, and the purpose of that was because I know a lot of people often like it's kind of like multi-layered. Like some people struggle with like feeling attractive or like feeling self-love or feeling connected to love, and then other people have like blockages or like resistance to love and to their own inner like attractiveness, which creates a block that doesn't really need to be there. And so and other people just need to relax so that they can allow things that they want to come into their lives. So when I was creating those baths and also the sprays, I took those things into account with what I was putting into them because I feel like things like that are multi-layered.
Um, what I can say that I recall about the process is that you spent a lot of time in a quiet space, in a balanced space, in a meditative state, uh, in conversations with the all, and like balancing your energy and eating very healthy and just making sure you kept your mind balanced so that when you created the product, you were putting the most balanced you in it to charge the most balanced result in the individual. And I was like, well, that's when I first decided to buy. So,
Yeah, that was something that was like really, really important to me. And whenever I wasn't in the best state of mind, I didn't even bother like try to make anything.
and I remember when the weather would change here in North Carolina, for those who don't know, we can literally have 4 seasons in a couple of hours, not even a full day. And so my skin is typically aggravated with the weather, and it shows at times. And so you made this oatmeal scrub. You made
Mhm.
this oatmeal brown sugar scrub that smelled absolutely delicious for one. And then my skin would glow after I would use it. It's about time for another order. So can you tell us about that one?
Okay, so that one actually started off as a commission, and then I ended up listing it on an Etsy page. But that one is specifically for like eczema, dry skin, bacterial and fungal acne, and stuff like that. And that is actually one of the products that took the most research because I had to figure out which oils target different symptoms of different things, but also don't cause other problems for like specific issues that people might have. And so that research went into like I did that research for both the essential oils and the carrier oil, and then as well as like everything else that I put in it. But I actually really, really enjoyed making that, and I enjoyed using it a lot too because it did make my skin really, really like pop. So
We were like walking around here glowing and like radiating sunshine. It was a good time. Um,
yeah.
let's see. I don't want to say too much about your readings, right? Because I really want people to get into that experience on their own and come up with their own determination of what it means for them, right? Because I can rave all day long, but that's just my experience. But I would love for you to tell me about your charting service, so like your natal chart service.
Okay. Um, like how I guess I became interested in that probably when I was around, I would say like 14 or 15. And over the years, it's been a skill that I've cultivated and something that I've learned a lot about. But I also do really appreciate having the opportunity to learn more about that while also giving people a service. So, like, helping people to learn more about aspects of themselves or their lives that might be confusing to them or that might be hidden so that they can access that and then become a more powerful version of themselves while I also learn about the different placements and transits that can create certain energies in a person's life.
You also you taught me some things about my placements that were actually contrary to what I believed my entire life, right? And so as a result, uh, more things started to make sense, and it was easier to find some balances and so much better outcomes, right? Because when you know who you are and how you originated, whether you believe it or not, it's science, right? It's it helps you work on your alignment, yeah. So
I
I
would
would say,
definitely agree.
right? So I would say the sleeping scorpion experience, it's almost like, honestly, it is like a Kundalini experience, right? Where you are aligning yourself, you are lighting up all of those areas that may have previously been blocked, and you are moving forward at an exponential pace. And so it's a total package of experience, of manifesting, if you will, of realigning, and just really making your life glow. I'm going to say glow like that sugar scrub to the skin. It's like a permanent glow, though. It doesn't go away. So that's how you know
Yeah,
that you put the most balance to you in it because of the fruit that it bears. I'm gonna refer to it that way. It's very fruitful. So when you all get an opportunity, visit Sleeping Scorpion Co. on Etsy. Let's see if I can get that link in there. Can you send me that Etsy link?
okay. Just give me a moment.
Also see if I can. And also want to then play another Sleeping Scorpion song if I can. Not, excuse me, I said that wrong. Play another Killfiji song because some people miss the intro. The song is called Like That. So while this song is playing, can you kind of tell us a little bit about it?
Oh, where'd you go? Come back.
I put you on the spotlight. You're on the spotlight here.
Ah, okay. This song is okay. This song is about, I guess, like realizing my worth and like not wanting to. It's kind of like the transitionary phase between learning your worth, but also like not having all of the tools and knowledge you need to get out of a situation, but like being so fed up with it that you don't really care. Like you're just gonna do what it takes and like not hesitate on taking action towards the things that you know are in alignment with your highest good. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, absolutely makes sense.
And it's also just like me talking about and hold on. It's also me, I guess, like talking about my emotions, like just expressing how I feel, and I tend to express my feelings in a very calm way when speaking to other people, but this conversation, I mean, this song is more like, it's more like an explosion of emotions rather than like a passive expression of how I'm feeling.
I understand that. Okay, I'm back here with you. I'm just jamming in the background. Let's see. Rashid Sharif Albay says that shit's fun for real, for real. Daryl Long hit us with some crowns. Let's see. Hey, Lady Novella. Hey, Devon Moore. Blessings to you. Lady Novella, thank you for tuning in. All right. Yeah, I like that song. It's one of my favorite ones.
Yay!
You have a few songs that I like. Actually, y'all, for those who haven't listened to my music, uh, I have taken a couple of Killfiji songs and been so inspired by them that I remix them. Uh, Imitation is the highest form of flattery, okay? But no, she's just she's so inspirational that it just kind of spills out of everywhere. Opulent Jade said, "Hey, beautiful Kamara. You've got some
Hello.
fans out there." All right. So now we're gonna get into Killfiji, okay? I love the description that you gave about where the name came from. I want to talk a little bit about do you remember the first song you ever wrote? You might not.
First song I ever wrote, that would have had to be when I was like really, 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 really young. So no, I don't. I was 2. I have no idea what song that was. No.
Yeah, you were you used to walk around like creating these melodies first of all, and
I
then
definitely remember that though.
you would get into character and just do this song, and you would sing to flowers, and you would sing to butterflies, and don't know. You're an interesting young lady. I think if you could have had a house made from a mushroom with, like, I don't know, green leaf doors or something, that would have been perfect for you as a young person. So, what?
That'd be perfect for me now.
Your very first song, what would you recall it have been about? Having been about, and I'm saying this so wrong, but the first song that you remember is what I'm trying to ask. What was it about?
First song I remember writing. Okay, so distinctly I remember two songs I wrote. Um, One of them, though, I remember the picture that I drew on the song and the type of paper I used, but I don't remember anything about the song at all. And then the second one, I remember it was about it was a very sad song.
Yeah.
As were like all of the songs that I wrote, but um, I don't I don't exactly remember what I was talking about. Sorry, I just got distracted. My bad. Um,
Yeah, that's that's okay. You have a song called Black Vulture, and it's on your current album, Pandora's Box, which is available on Spotify, everyone. It's also available on all the streaming platforms. The lyrics are they're interesting. Can you tell us a little bit about what Black Vulture is about?
it's about being, I guess, taken through a journey of like self actualization. Like it from the beginning part is basically me experiencing a lot of confusion and self pity and just like being lost and um, directionless and like kind of like feeling like everything's against me. And then towards the end, it's like a process of like learning that things happen because life just happens and the world isn't out to get me. And there's a lot that I can learn from my experiences. And um, there are so many parts of us as human beings that um, we're told from a very young age that we shouldn't accept or we need to lock these parts of ourselves away. Like, for example, like a lot of people are taught like emotions like anger or jealousy. These are like taboo things. You shouldn't feel that. You shouldn't express that. Blah blah blah. If you feel angry or you're jealous, like you're just an insecure person. Things like that. And while a lot of jealousy obviously does stem from insecurity, feeling that way doesn't make you a bad person. And shunning those emotions or shutting yourself off from those emotions will only, like, you can repress your feelings for as long as you want to, but at the end of the day, you do that for so long that instead of you actually working through that, it gets integrated into your personality and you become so unaware of it that you don't even realize that's who you're showing up in the world as. So if you examine those emotions, examine those feelings and the experiences that you had, instead of pushing them away, then you can use those things to your advantage and like use them to become the best version of yourself and like heal those things instead of like letting them destroy you because you ignored them. So that's what that song is about.
I'm just sitting here like I feel like when I listen to you talk, I gain brain cells. I just
That's funny.
Yeah, but it's true because it evokes thought. Your songs evoke thought, your thought processes evoke thought. Um, I don't know, just some of the way you approach your craft. I remember you wrote and recorded. How many songs did you write and record in a row? One week while you were here. Mixed them all. You were just like, okay, I finished another one. I'm like, I'm still working on one.
I
Slow
couldn't even tell you because there really was a point where I was making like 5 songs a day, just like on and on. Now I've definitely slowed down a lot because I think like through time that was more when I had first started making music, but now I don't want to call myself a perfectionist with music, but the songs have to be perfect for me. Like, I don't care if there's some things that are off about the song. If I'm satisfied with it, then it's fine. But it does take a lot more for me to be satisfied with the song now.
Yeah. I'm going to play another one. And so, for those who don't like profanity, just so you know, it's in there.
What song is this?
Killfiji. It's another one of my favorites. I'm going to.
Oh, okay.
Snakes Can. We're going to listen to this and I'll let you explain it afterward. Yeah. So, honestly, yeah, because there's like so much profanity in that. So the twins can't sing it, right? Even though they want to. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get into the chat in just a bit. Uh, you say something at the end about people doing stuff just for likes and plays and views and etc. Right? And no,
Yeah.
it resonated because that's kind of the culture we're in right now. It seems like everything is for clout, everything is for someone, hey, look at me, a bunch of attention seeking behavior from people young and old. And so, can you tell me a little bit about that part and then kind of get into the fullness of the song?
Okay, so that specific part, I definitely was being shady, but I was, I mean, I was expressing something that I felt was very true. Like, certain people, if there's a person that they want that person's approval, they will like bulldoze anything in their way to get that person's approval. And I think it's disgusting. Like, just be yourself, like be a genuine person. You don't have to do all these things for you don't have to like stab yourself in the foot or like stab your friend in the back or just like be weird or like be a groupie just to get somebody's attention. Like, love yourself, you know?
Yeah.
So
No, that resonates. Hey, Travis from House Party Best Breakfast. Thank you for checking in with us. Okay, so Rashid Sharif Albay says the convo about embracing the shadow is very aligned with the concept of transmutation and of a person's process, their journey of metaphysical sublimation, a little bit about what you were talking about with your sprays. For those who just got in here, Sleeping Scorpion Co. on Etsy is where you can find these products. And he also says it's alchemical, but in the real sense, not the allegorical one that most people think of it as. So people aren't really familiar with alchemy and what that looks like, just what they read about in stories. The music is lit. Like you can't say it yourself.
hello.
Gosh, Travis, thank you for joining us. Okay, so did you have more explanation about the entire song, or just does that sum the entire thing up, or?
Okay, so for the entire song, so a lot of the song was about that, but I feel like the entire song was like um let me actually I might need to read my lyrics a little bit.
Yeah.
It's basically about like
You have a couple that I don't have either to play.
um
Let's see. Trying to think of my absolute favorite one, because you have a song called Poltermind. There's something overwhelming my spirit. And you also have this song called Liar, right?
mhm.
So you all may have a chance, go to your favorite streaming platform and look up Killfiji. And the two songs I'm referring to, Liar was the first song of yours that I remixed, right? And I named it Love Yourself Liar Remix because your chorus is, tell us the words.
uh I made this song so long ago.
I know.
The chorus, which part was that being? I don't know you. I don't trust. Okay, can I just like say what the song is about? Um, actually, never mind. I don't want to do that. Okay. But let me tell you what the song Snakeskin is about because I didn't get to that. That one is basically like me once again like saying I'm okay. So this is kind of like where like that was me just realizing my worth, but like not actually knowing how to. Basically, the very beginning of like learning about who I was and what I wanted and what I deserved. Snakeskin is basically like I'm already in that energy and like I've gotten to a point where like I don't need anybody else's approval or validation. Um, People can like try to tear you down or tell you that you're gonna fail or like your dreams cannot become a reality, but I don't pay attention to that. Like that's not real to me. That doesn't exist. And basically like I'm not gonna entertain just anybody anymore because like I don't know, like I don't have to, I guess. Like I'm not gonna be rude or disrespectful, obviously, but there's a lot of people that will try to drain you or they're just like vampires or they wanna they want to like come up off of you, or they only want to be in your life for what you bring to them. And I mean, even if I was like not doing anything with my life at all, I would still have that mindset, because at the end of the day, like no matter what I'm doing with my life, I'm still going to be a very like kind, generous person. And in the past, I've had a lot of people like take advantage of that, even when I had absolutely nothing. And I can see that for what it is now. And that song is basically like it's kind of like a backup, like no more of that, please, kind of thing.
It still reminds me also of you have the song you don't want, what is it? You don't want, you don't need, you don't like, I don't like you too.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm always singing that song because yeah, really.
Yep, exactly. Like, if you don't like me, all right, that's nice. Moving along, you know?
Yeah, no, really. You made a point about people kinda siphoning from you, pulling from, I don't wanna even say pulling from your clout, just pulling from your whole existence, like plugging into you and draining all of you and leaving nothing, um, and then looking at you like, "You got any more?" Right? And
Yeah.
my thoughts are that, well, for one, at your age, that's extremely insightful, but also I don't think a lot of people realize that that's actually a thing. So the self-preservation aspect is not really there, that need for self-care. And once again, that's in total alignment with your self-care services that you offer. Sleeping Scorpion, everyone. Go ahead to Etsy and look up Sleeping Scorpion Co. There are baths, very, very nice, very, I don't know, your water feels like satin once you put this bath in there. Is the sugar scrub still on there?
It
Yeah,
is.
so your skin will thank you, I promise. You will glow. The sprays, I don't know, are they room conditioning sprays? Are they aura cleansing sprays? What do you call them?
I would honestly say they're both, because like they are for the purpose of aura cleansing, but they're also just to like change the energy in the room you're in as well. So it is both.
I tell y'all, it works. So that's my plug. And then the readings. Again, if you want to know a little more about what's what and what's when and what's how and what's where and what's who in your life and in your processes and in your transitions through your different stages. 100% on point has been my experience. But again, you find your own experiences with Sleeping Scorpion and Co. and find your favorite songs with Killfiji. So I mentioned the other song was Poltermind. There's
Mm-hmm.
something overwhelming my spirit. I can never get it out. Um, I would like for you to talk more about that because, from my experience, that song speaks to when I
Okay.
remixed the song, it was a spoken word that I'm sorry, because it was written by someone who's no longer with us, Main
Right.
Man, Jermaine Monroe. I think you met him once, yeah?
I did.
And
Yeah, I was just thinking about him the other day,
yeah,
actually.
yeah. Not too long before he passed, you met him because they did the Alkaline Festival in Winston-Salem every year. Alkaline Festival, you all, if you're able to take a look or check it out or visit, you will not be disappointed. But I just want to point out that he wrote the spoken word, okay, for a project we were working on right before he passed away. And then I was listening to your song while I was just reflecting on how life just does that, right? And you said there's something overwhelming my spirit. And I was like, yeah, kind of. So can you tell us a little bit about that song, Poltermine?
Um, well, It's quite self-explanatory. I mean, it's self-explanatory on the surface. I'm not sure if I want to get too deep into the actual meaning of it because, like, it can have any meaning that you assign to it, but I guess, like, on the surface level, um, it's about just like something making you really, really sad, and like you think about it all the time, and you can't get it out of your head. Um, and it does have like an element of longing for things to be different, um, longing for what it is that you're thinking about, while also longing to not be thinking about it so much.
That resonates. And that's the space that I was in when I was listening to it as well. The same thing, just really kind of stuck there in some
Mm-hmm.
ways, and then kind of finding a way to get out of there. And I think towards the end of the song, you kind of speak to kind of getting away from being stuck in it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I love that about your music. Uh, it just kind of validates and resolves a lot of those feelings that we experience. Where even at this stage of life, it really resonates in a lot of ways. You're very mature for your age, in that you have some concepts that a lot of adults are still working through, uh, and challenged with in a major way. And still, you have the wisdom to know that you have a lot more to do, right? Um, Rashid Sharif Al-Bass is very insightful. Love your thinking. Self actualization is impossible without self validation. That's actual and factual. So, this is a,
Thank you.
I don't know. I don't want to be that mom, but yeah, for those who don't know, this is my middle child, Killfiji, sleeping scorpion, my twin flame,
Middle
Killfiji.
child, for real.
Yeah. And so I definitely encourage you to listen to Pandora's Box and the other works that Killfiji has. Lots of different moods. There's this one song that you have, and we're actually about to be getting out of here, but there's this one song that you have. I don't have it to play, but I will plug it. It is Charlotte.
Oh boy.
It's Charlotte, and it's featuring Fallacy ADD. And I know it's available on SoundCloud, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's see if we can possibly get that link up. Yeah. Okay. So, is there anything that you want to leave the people with about why you chose to live the way you live?
Yes. Okay. So I chose to live the way that I live because um I think just like being a female and also like a black person, like a minority, and having been raised by people that had to be raised by people that were raised by people that had to, that was something that like was like the center focus of their life because of the different challenges that they were facing, and then how that gets passed down, like a lot of different fears and anxieties and like restrictions that have been placed on us because of like our, just like who we are. And I choose to live this way because, I mean, and not even just as a minority, like there are also a lot of other people that, are in my peer group or that are older that have chosen like more conventional routes because of the fear of like instability or the fear of being outcasted or unsuccessful, etc. So with my lifestyle choice, I kind of just, I've, I guess, gotten to a place where I've realized that obviously it's 100% important to be cautious and to like have awareness, but living through fear rather than like trusting your intuition and living based off of that and allowing that to guide you. If you let your fears guide you, you're going to end up walking yourself into places that you really don't want to be, and restricting yourself from like your full potential. So I guess I've chosen that no matter how scary it gets or uncomfortable it gets, I'm gonna choose to follow my intuition and walk with love rather than fear, and see wherever that takes me.
I love it. I love it. I love it. We've got Rashid Sharif Albay says, very insightful. I love your thinking. Or we already talked about that one. He also said, about the draining people always looking for resources at which to fill their tanks at your expense. Yes, they do. He also said, you're ahead of your years. Play more music. They love your music. Everyone, make sure you check out Killfiji on all the streaming platforms. Just pick your favorite and just go ahead and like and follow her there and share, share, share. We've got Anthony Taylor. He said, hey, good show, ladies. Thank you.
Thank you
to everyone who has tuned in. You're listening to the sounds of Killfiji. Right now, this is Like That. And we're going to take you out with Like That. You can always go back and listen again. Make sure you like the show. Thank you, Killfiji.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me on.